Alright. Hello and welcome back to the Jar Games Factorio Space Age, episode 23. I'm gonna just shoot in the dark here, but yeah, we just got the old base cleared out, so now we are ready to build science. And you know what? I have some blueprints for science, but I figured some people really like the design work, and yeah, I already designed one red-green science here, so sorry about that. But yeah, this episode we're going to be designing the rest of the sciences. Military, yellow, and purple. So look forward to that. It's going to be a good time. All right, let's get into it. Okay, yeah, so as I mentioned, I actually just redesigned this. And yeah, like I have these Nilos 1.5 per second sciences from before, from like the Nilos Masterclass. Yeah, Factorio Masterclass, as it says right there. But I just figured, you know what? Let's build our own, because we have different needs here. We have red belts now, and we have substations, and we also have a little bit of modules, and we have these blue machines, which I think were in the other one. But yeah, and so yeah, I just figured, you know what? Let's design our own. Let's have our very own. And my design's actually a little bit more compact in the width ways. And then I also included the recycling bins here, which will put, not in a prioritized fashion, but they will be put on the belt. And maybe we could do a prioritized fashion with these. We'll see. Kind of irks me a little bit that it's not prioritized. But anyways, let's connect it and let's see if it works. And we'll just kind of hope that it works. So using rate calculator now to calculate, it seems like everything checks out, except a little bit on the inserter side. And I figured, you know what, I'm just going to leave that until we can maybe get one more speed module of a higher quality plugged in there, and then it kind of will balance itself out. But until then, it looks like things are going. Looks like things are working. Are they all working? Well, not quite yet, but they will be. And so that's good. It's interesting here, we're kind of low on gears. I think I might need to prioritize this in some way. Like this machine is just feeding directly into here because it's 2.09 gears, and this requires 2.09 gears. But this one requires 1.5 gears, and it's making 2.9 per second here. So I figured it might work just by having a bulk inserter here and that there, but maybe we could do something like wire this up and just say read contents and don't include in crafting. And then that will give us here, and we can say only enable when plates are greater than 8. Will it actually, it's actually gears that we want to read, not plates. So if we do gears, how much will it store on average? I think it will get up to 7. So we could say maybe when there's more than 5. And that way it'll just prioritize putting gears into this machine to keep this going all the time. Yeah, and then now this isn't getting lower than 2. And this is going to turn on infrequently. Okay, so that's actually nice, brilliant little feature. Love how the new circuitry on the assemblers, like that's super huge feature there. And so yeah, that should actually start piling up, and it is. Why are these not working? Oh, because guess what? We're full already, which is great. So yeah, this is kind of a beast. I'm just going to update that blueprint to include that from here to there. There we go. Brilliant. So I love it. It looks like everything worked kind of first shot. I also filtered off the circuits here and then have the copper plates going in, so you can just have one line coming in. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty nifty little design. I'm pretty happy with it. But let's move on to the next one. I think the next one, logically, we got quite a bit going on here. So, but logically, military science I think is the next one, and let's see, what do we need? We need piercing rounds. And we need grenades and walls. So let's just see here what all the ratios are and kind of get an idea of what we need to do. So let's see, if we want, I guess the idea is that we want 2.25 per second, which I think is one more, right? So it's actually the same amount as the reds, right? So now this should be whoops, no. That Alt X, not Control X. 2.25, right? So that's kind of our target. So just looking at the rates, Alt X, not Control X. I gotta get used to that. It's gonna want 1.125, and this is producing 0.25. So how many of these would we technically need? At least 4. 5, I guess, would be kind of just a little bit overkill. I'm gonna reference these other blueprints at times because it's interesting. So yeah, this one has 6, right? So 6, and if I'm looking at this, I actually don't need 6. I think Nilos's was, yeah, this is perfect. Nilos's was trying to account for like taking some of the military equipment off, like having this be also kind of a hub where you go and pick up your military equipment. But I don't really need that or want that. I will build a separate military facility. We actually haven't used like literally any ammo. I don't think we have actually used any ammo. So that's pretty cool. Because all of our pollution is fairly centralized. So we're not even stirring up the neighbors. So that's great. So we're not under a lot of pressure to build a military outpost, but that might be further down here. Because yeah, we do want eventually to have a dedicated military section. But anyways, that means that we need how many yellow ammos? Let's see. 0.75. So if we do the old calculator, that means we're lacking 1 machine. Can we get there with speed modules is the question then. Ooh, not quite. So I mean, ultimately I think like I'd really like to have just this sort of thing here where you have like 6 machines in a row, because why wouldn't you? But I think we need to have 7 machines in a row for this. So not an issue at all. Then that means we are producing just a little bit more than we actually need. And I think we're actually producing a little bit more than we actually... Oh, Alt X. I gotta get used to that. Yeah, we're producing half a machine more. So maybe if we might be able to get the 6 machines only. If we speed module... What if we just one speed module one of them? That's 0.33. And again... yeah, so I think if we speed module 2 of them? We're still just under. What happens if we speed module 1 of them twice? I think that's the same result, right? 0.091. 0.091. Yeah, so then if we just speed module 1 more, then yeah, we're just over. And then this means we need 0.5 here. So does this do it for us? Ooh, dang close. But we're almost as much over here as we are here, which I don't know if that means like production. Right, so we're consuming... I guess that accounts for... Right. So I think it would actually be fine, right? Because 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, and 0.25. We're trying to get... 1.125, which means we have a production overage of 0.025. Ooh, that's so dang close that I feel like I'm just gonna leave it. Like, yeah, like that's a really, really good balance actually. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that, and then we can look at how many walls we need. So with the walls we need, how does this work if we just speed module that up? Ooh, again, pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. That almost makes me, once again, kind of want to just not do anything about the walls one. Like, it's less than 10% of a machine that we need. But then again, like, ooh, I really, really would like that whole 2.25 military science pack. So I don't know. So let's see here. If this needs 1.125 and these are producing 1.15 and this one's producing what is it, like 95%? Let me see here. Let me still, even with the calculator, pull this out and say what is 1.05 divided by 1.15. So that's 91%. So then 91% of the 1.15 is 1.05. And we're actually looking for 1.125. So yeah, we would be at a slight deficit. No. Well, I don't know if the rate is accounting for how much of a deficit the ingredients are, which I don't think it would be, right? So we're looking for, we would be at like a deficit of 0.075. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with it. And similarly with the walls. Now the grenades is a whole different story because we need, how many grenades? We need 12 grenade machines. So let's see how that might look if we had this here. How many are here then? 10. Okay. So if we had 10, we could have the wall machine there. And I mean, if we need 12, that means this is 10. This would be 12. So that would be the right amount of grenade machines, right? The perfect amount actually. And then we could just do our 2 wall machines, and they don't need speed modules at that point, right? Yeah, we're at plus half, so we actually need 1.5, which is totally fine. And then how are we on the ammo? Yeah, the ammo again is still, but I think it's just this one. And again, that's one thing where it's like as soon as we get the second level of speed modules, we can just plug that in, or even the next level of machine, like the green machines. The green machines, they're on the way. So that kind of works actually. Then the only thing is like, how do we get these 3 items into these machines? Let's just take a look then at, yeah, so this was like a hairy spaghetti mess. Here, like, it's good, it works, but yeah, then we're basically looking at putting the walls on one side and so if we, let's see, if we just have 2 belts here of supplies, does that really work? No, because the grenades need to kind of go around. But we could do something like, we could do something where... Like we're probably going to have to take this out, and then we're probably going to have a belt on the other side. But maybe we don't. Maybe we don't need that. Well, first of all, let's just give ourselves a little bit more room, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need it. Okie dokie, okie dokie. So, yeah, we kind of need steel and copper and... Wow, yeah, we need 3 inputs for the ammo, and then we need 2 inputs. How much iron are we using here? Actually, not that much. I'm surprised. Less than half a belt. So iron could come in. Iron could come in with coal. That wouldn't be an issue. And then let's just kind of remove that for a second. And say we do, well, ammo coming here. This isn't really that much. Like, I feel like we probably could do long-handed inserters for this. And then the iron we'll just do here, something like this. Whatever. So then our ammo would go out, and then we would need steel and copper. And yeah, so this is where it gets a little bit dicey, a little bit tricky, because you need so many different inputs and outputs, all going in like different directions. But grenades can come back. Okay, let's say we get copper and steel here. Sure. And we need this coming in as well. Okay. And then we have grenades, which are actually pretty slow. Similarly, like, these are pretty slow too. So I'm just thinking, what if we have grenades come here? Right? So then this ammo can go out. We'll just use blues because we don't really need that much throughput. And we're not at the point where greens are just... Well, we are at the point where greens are really easy, actually. Whatever. Greens it is. Int. Indecisive Mike. Okay, so... right, and then so this one goes all the way down to there. Then that means we have ammo and grenades here. We have walls there. Maybe we could, and maybe we should, have ammo go out there. Right? Like, what if we could do something like this, where we then have this ammo going on this side of the belt, and then this ammo going on that side of the belt. Are we even... I'm liking this though. I think there's hope for this. Well, and what if we even do this, where we switch this up and put this here, because iron's going past anyways, right? And then we do something like this, where so I think I'd love to have... Okay, so we got... Let's say we have coal and iron going past. So then this comes here. And then coal and iron go past and feed all of these machines. And then we have let's say these going out, and we have these coming onto a belt on the opposite side coming this way. And then this just comes down. And we could probably even, I don't know. Right? And we'll see how that goes. We'll kind of remove that for a second. But then this goes like this. So that we can have the ammo go on this side of the belt. Right? So then we would have our grenades and our ammo. And we just need to get... Ooh, yeah, that's a bit of an issue here, is that we need to get this ammo to these machines, which we're currently not doing. And that's why I'm like, well... Could we do something like this where we do something weird? Do something weird, you guys. Like this. I feel like we should just do something weird. Where we could like... Could we do something like this? Could we do something like this? Could we get away with this absolute silliness? I feel like we might be able to. Am I right? Because then this could go here. And yes, you might say this is absolute silliness. And I would say, yes, you're absolutely right. But it might just be the silliness that we need in our lives right now. Am I right? Maybe I'm not right, because we can't input into there with this design. So, too silly, too silly. But, yeah, because we absolutely need at least 2 on each one. And to get that, like, we could belt weave, but like, come on, we're not savages over here. We could belt weave. I don't want to belt weave. What if we just had this kind of come here? Right? Like that could be useful. I don't know. I mean, that also could be a little bit cleaner. And then this just goes like this. It looks a little bit jank, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Right? And then just move that over. And then that kind of solves most of our issues right now. Except, so if all of these are making 2.5 per second, how much is it? Yeah, that's only 2.5 per second. So that's easily on half of the belt. Right? And then this very similar design here. Just keep multiplying it. There we go. I don't know. Let's maybe get some power poles so that it's not so hideous. We're preferring lower position. Great. Okay. Okay. I mean, I feel like we're making it somewhere, because now we've got iron in, that's out. We just need, ooh, copper. Copper also has to come in, right? Copper and steel need to come in. Okay. And those are kind of like, these are kind of just like temporary inputs, you might call them. We might be able to just do something like that instead. Right? And then this kind of goes here, and that can match the other one. I mean, we could probably just do that. Looks a little bit neater, I guess. Okay, and then we also need walls. We need stone bricks here. So we do something like this. Then, well, I think this could actually work if we do this, where we actually just come around with this one. No, that's blocking these first ones. So maybe something's got to give here. Either we got to go one more down, which I think would be not really justified. Well, I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I feel there's got to be something we can still do with this, where without belt weaving. Please don't tell me to belt weave. All right. Let's see here. Because we need walls in, but we need stone brick in, but we also need steel and copper just for these four. These rascals. Like we could do something like this, where we just have one extra until here. Let me just go here instead, because I know I don't like. Right? Like, I think that would be maybe the most reasonable solution to this problem. I guess we can't do the one extra here that I wanted, which is also fine. I don't think, well, it is using quite a bit. Well, we can move this inserter down one. Duh. And that way we don't have to have it trying to grab from a corner. Because grabbing from a corner is just weird, am I right? Okay. So then that kind of solves our copper and steel problem. And let's maybe just do something like this. So this is iron and coal, and this is copper and steel, and then this can be, I feel like we're on to something here, maybe. These are those going in, but then this needs to come in at some point, and it kind of has to be here, but only to there, right? Like, oof. If there's a way that we could get walls, but we can't really get the bricks in, the walls out, and then like the walls could go here and then take over this one. Like that would be the ideal, right? Take over that belt, and then these are not needed anymore actually, because we put steel on the other side. So that means like this could get down over to here. We can just do that so it's a little bit more obvious what everything's doing. And then walls could go something like this. And then these are like the most important thing. Well, the walls are actually used quite a bit, but I still think 0.15 per second can easily be picked up by a longy. Which actually, like this wouldn't be an issue to move that there, to get this guy in there. We have, although this one, well, again, not an issue to get that one there. And then it goes down to there. I mean, like that's not an issue at all, right? And then these can go here and here. And we need to get them out, which actually maybe is a bit of an issue. Not really, because these don't need to be there. Although this one with the power pole to try to get the this out. Can we still go one more here? Not quite. Right, so that one just needs to be out. I haven't even figured out the stone yet, but like, I feel like if we have, again, another slightly outside one here, like if we have just stone bricks coming in there, well, we can do something like this. This isn't an issue to do that. And then that way we can, I don't really know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing over here. Because it's more bricks in than it is walls out. So maybe we still do this and then we just do this. And then like we need throughput there, but we don't need throughput here. Right? And then this is just stone bricks coming in. And then this goes back out. And then we've got like a working design. I don't know. Maybe there's part of me that thinks like we should, instead of having this jut out there, which kills all of this space, like maybe we could do something with this being here instead. Which kind of messes the entire design up. But what if maybe we do just something like this instead? Where we just bring in stone like this. Because then we could do that. I think we could get away with this too if we, especially if we just kind of do that. Well, not really. Well, maybe we can do this. We can do this still, right? Because then we can do, well, we can't do that, right? Because I mean, this would just keep this whole row here clear, which means we can put them much closer together. But it does create its own set of challenges here. Trying to get this in and out in the same kind of... Ooh, and that one's 1 over. Which thankfully actually seems to work for here. I mean, I feel like we're making progress, and I feel like this is going to be a pretty cool design when it's done. And it's going to be compact, and it's going to give us everything we want. So I really would like to get as many of them close together as possible, which is part of why, like, these other ones I'm not a huge fan of. Like, this one for military is just very, very wide. And if you think about it, like, having a long lane in your production here is, like, you want to, like this one, right? Like, this is taking up as much of this kind of wide space as possible without, like, if you got a design that's like this, well, then you kind of have all of this here, and you're trying to pull from the bus, so you want to have, like, lengths, right? So I don't know. This is really fun for me. I really enjoy this design process, and I think a lot of people enjoy watching it. So yeah, we're just going to keep on keeping on, and eventually we'll get something that works here with these dang old walls. All right. So another option, I think another option might be just to bump it over one. Like, if we just bump this over one, then we can just have this there, which still is like not ideal here, but at the same time, like that's kind of what I'm saying is like this space here is not an issue because we can just take space from here, right? But to have one thing bumped out here means then all of this space is dead space. So I don't mind just moving that over one here and putting walls here. But then we do need to make sure that the walls are actually all on the same side because we're trying to put the military on the other side of that. So how could we do that? I think if we were to just do this, again, not the prettiest thing, but like that fixes our problem. And now we have basically a working design. I'm going to keep this here and just put the constant combinator like right above it. Just as a little hello, put stone wall there. And then like that still looks pretty good. It's not perfect and there's a little bit of creativity spaghetti mess over here. But I think that all in all, this should actually work. And then here is stone walls. And at the end of this one, we filter the walls so that we only get military science. And we can have it on that side. I think that's just fine. Right? I think this actually should work. Of course, it won't work until we put lights in. The key component. And what, every 4 roughly? This would be like the 5th one, I guess. And then we would have 4 and then the 5th one, 4 and then the 5th one, 4 and then the 5th one won't work. So maybe we just do the 3 pattern of lights. Maybe we start from here and then skip 3. Right, and then skip 3, and then we're on that side. We're probably, ooh, that is a bit of an issue actually. Not just for the lights, but for how we're gonna insert and outsert on these things. I think we can have a little bit of oddity with the lights. We can accept that. I think if we, I don't know. Lights are not the most important thing, but like at the same time, yes, they are. That will light it up and it looks fairly symmetrical. But here, let's make sure that we have, okay, walls coming in, out. And this one also is going to be a little bit of an issue. I think we can fix that by doing this. And then what the heck, let's just because we do that. And then we do that. So these ones are a little bit more custom. And actually, maybe, well, we kind of need that, but we also need this one to go out now, which is a little bit of a problem. A little bit of a problem, right? Because we kind of, what if we have this one there and this one there? and then this one there, right? So that one's going out, that one's going in, this one's going in, this one's going in. It says it's in ins and outs. This one doesn't have its ins and outs. Well, we've got too much going on here anyways, but I think if we do this, we still don't have our ins and outs there. We need this one in, which means, like, can we do this? I think so. I really don't like these ones. Let's switch them around so this is pulling from the straight one and placing on the curved one, which actually works. I just don't like placing on a curved one or pulling from a curved one, but it will work. So that's what's important. Then we actually can't have lights anywhere along this edge because, yeah, that's unfortunate, because each one needs 3 inserters. We need this one in, we need, and that's also why the power pole doesn't work here, which is a real ball buster, am I right? Because, like, then we need, let's just stick to this design. This literally has to be on every single one of them. And that means we would just have to bump that out 1. But then we still have this power problem, right? So I think that's going to force us to use, well, even that, like, we can't, well, wait, we can't put the regular power poles there because they don't go all the way across the machine, and that would use 1 more lane, but that's also fine. But, like, one thing we could do is kind of bump out all of these machines 4 tiles that way, which would kind of suck because it would kill our symmetry that we have kind of going on here. But I mean, it's not the end of the world, because what we would just have to do is basically something like this, and then this one can just go in 1. Oh, and that's actually off 1. Sorry, bots. Right, and then this one can go, have to go in 1. If we put it there, that's just a little bit better. Right? Like, we're kind of 1.5 machines off here from where we want it to be. But at the same time, well, we need 1 final power pole. If we put this here, can we put this? Can we put this here? Or is that going to break things? It does say, like, when I hover this, it does say that it's grabbing from that and placing it there. So I think we're good. So now, just with the lights, like, this is all we got for this side on lights, and I think that's fine. That one won't be powered, so I think that's all we do. We give ourselves that one, and then could we just mirror them, I guess? Yeah, we can actually. It looks like we can all the way down, which looks nice. Except for this one. That one's just that one's just off. Just a weird, just a strange one, right? What if we like put one in the center? Whoops. What would technically be the center of these two lights? Of course, this is totally jar stuff. Like this is, those two are the center. So maybe we do that, or we do that. Wait. Now I've lost myself on this one. I'm so lost, you guys. Placing lights like an absolute maniac. 1, 2. Yeah, so that's the center. So this and this are centered as best as we can do it. Cool. So I think this actually is a design. And yeah, we've had to take some liberties. We had to do some things kind of weird. We had to get creative for this, but that's awesome. That's what I like to see. So I think at this point we can, well, we could blueprint it. Well, hold on a second. Let's get that out, but also let's get our recycling inbound. Am I right? Great. Yeah, and maybe later in when we get requester chests, I'll do something to prioritize these, because right now it's not prioritized at all, which kind of kills me a little bit inside, but you know, it is what it is. It's still a good design. And we could say military science 2.25 per second. Cool. Save it. Put it in the blueprint book for jar trains, power, early game science. That's what we're doing. What did I say? Jar science. I should probably call this one the same. Jar science 2.25 per second. There we go. Okay, and then we cut it. No. Yeah, now I'm pressing Alt X instead of Control X. So, now we cut it and we line it up. And actually that does line up quite nicely. It really does. It's a little bit off here and it's a little bit off there, but it starts on the same one and it ends kind of on the same one. So that's brilliant. Brilliant. I am digging it. And then if we can get this hooked up, then we'll have military science. There we go. I'm probably going to regret making coal and sulfur 1/2 belt each later, but until that moment, say lovey. Okay, let's plug it in and let's give it a test run. All right, does this crazy contraption actually work? Let's find out. Okay, we're getting ammo, we're getting walls. Getting grenades. Could be getting grenades now. Yep, they're manufacturing. Yeah, okay. And this one's not quite getting ammo yet. There we go. It's getting ammo. Okay, so, I mean, these ones are all going to be working for sure. It's just a matter of all of that getting down there. Interesting. So let's see here. We have less than a half belt of coal and iron plates. So yeah, that's almost a half belt though of coal, which is like basically using up the entire half belt of coal, which does kind of limit us for future. But we do have another 4 belt here on the bus. So maybe we'll switch this to purely coal and drain all that sulfur out and then get sulfur on its own belt and have coal on its own belt. Yeah, we might just do that, but that's not an issue right now. But let's see here. It looks like we are getting our first military science. It looks like all of them should be fairly well producing. So I think this is pretty cool. Pretty nifty little design here. Yeah, so it's really cool to see that happen. And it's exactly the right amount of grenades. Yeah, for all of this, it's exactly the right amount. So it's going to take a little bit to kind of stack up. Once this stacks up, everything will stack up, and that's it. I really, really like it. I think it's cool seeing like these kind of super compact designs, and it's on par with the greens and reds, that 2.25 that we're looking for. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. It looks like we're probably going to spend quite a few episodes, 2 or 3 more here. How many sciences do we have? We got 3 sciences more to do. So we may just be able to design each one of these in the next 3 episodes. So hopefully you enjoy that kind of content. I think I definitely do. I really like the idea of having my own jar science blueprints. We now have a little bit of different prerequisites with the technology that's available to us than the other Nilos Masterclass blueprints. So I think it's really fun for us to make something that really fits our current game technology with the 1 level 1 speed modules and the red belts and all of this stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for more design work, and don't forget to like and subscribe, do that thing. And well, until next time, I guess, have a great jar day.